Hey, welcome to Fun Time Travel. So you've booked a cruise. Now what? You know, a cruise, as you well know, is different than a lot of other vacations because at least from one perspective, you travel to a port city and then you jump on a cruise ship for your vacation. A few more moving parts than just a traditional vacation where you go to a hotel or maybe you book a condo or something. And so for a cruise, there's maybe a couple of other steps you want to take to be prepared. And there's a few things you can do in the days leading up to your cruise that make it easier and maybe to make those days a little more productive. So let's get into that right after this. So as you're planning your cruise, we did our first cruise and we didn't know most of this stuff. We've stumbled into some of these things along the way, and we just found that there's a few things you can do to make your life easier in the transition from home to the cruise ship. So here's a tip to make packing day easier. We leave one of our suitcases open in our bedroom for...
Or two of our suitcases
Or two,
open.
yeah, well, that's true. For a couple of weeks before the cruise. And every time we see something we know we'll need or we think we're going to need, we just toss it in that suitcase and we kind of sort it out when we go to pack.
Yeah.
We keep a box in our closet of all of our cruise essentials, like our lanyards, we've got magnets and towel clips and kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Things we've picked up along the way that we just throw in that box, and then when cruise day gets here, we just grab it and...
Dump it in.
Yeah, dump it in.
Sometimes we pick up new clothes for the cruise. Okay, maybe not sometimes. Almost every cruise we do. And all that goes into the suitcase as we see it. It just makes the actual packing a whole lot easier instead of waiting until the last day or two before and scrambling, you know.
Right.
You know, something to think about is make sure you leave a little extra space in your luggage for any souvenirs that you might purchase, because, yeah.
Yeah, we went on... one of our trips, I don't know if it was a cruise.
The first one.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
We ended up having to buy an extra bag to take stuff home with on one of our trips because we had so many of finds that it certainly was our first one.
And the grandkids.
Yeah, so, hey, what's your favorite packing tip? Tell us in the comments below. Hey, would you like this video? Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates. We'd hate for you to miss something, and it just really helps our channel. So we thank you in advance.
So when should you get to the port? Or actually to the port city?
Right.
Some of this depends on your location, truly. We prefer to get there the night before our cruise just because where we live.
Right. We live in the Midwest. We live up near Chicago, and there's not a lot of Carnival ships sailing on, or Royal Caribbean ships sailing on Lake Michigan.
No. You know, so we like to get there the night before because, you know, especially if we're flying, because of flight delays or cancellations, they're definitely not unheard of.
Right. You know, we've talked about doing a cruise where we fly in the day of, but I don't know if we're brave enough to do it. Tell us in the comments if you've ever done it. I may do it just to get the video footage of a trip, but I'm just such a detail person and a planner.
Well, and imagine you missed the cruise.
Yeah,
it's not worth it to me.
It's just not worth it. I'd rather pay the couple $100 for a hotel room. Driving can be a great way to get to the port. We've done it, but it added so much time to our trip and our cruise. You know, it's an extra day of driving that we just bite the bullet and fly. But if you drive in, obviously that changes maybe your schedule. Maybe you're close enough. Maybe one of the lucky few, or many, or whatever, that live within driving distance of a cruise port. We're a little jealous. So location. That's really the key word for us when it comes to pre-cruise hotel. We like to get a hotel as close to the cruise terminal as possible. It's just, again, I'm kind of a detail person. I'm always like, okay, what if something happened? We just figure, if something goes wrong, you wake up late, breakfast takes too long, there's traffic, whatever that might be. It's easier to recover that time the closer you are to the ship. You know, we've sailed from Port Canaveral several times, and for us, we'd rather be at a local hotel than stay at Port Canaveral, or than stay at Orlando.
Exactly.
See, Port Canaveral's on my mind. But we, Orlando's an hour away, and I know tons of people stay in Orlando. And hey, good for you. We're like, hey, if we could see the cruise ship from our hotel, it just it gives me a warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. Same if we're going to be in Miami, you'd rather stay by the cruise terminal than at the airport.
Yeah.
So tell us your favorite port and place to stay in the comments below. So getting to the ship, there are a lot of options to choose from to get to the cruise terminal on embarkation day. There's ship transfers, hotel shuttles, taxi, Uber, Lyft. We've, I think, used all of the options.
I think so.
And we just prefer to use Uber. That's just our preference. We just really do. We've done a shuttle one time, and they actually forgot
some of our luggage.
Yeah, that was, oh my gosh, we had to track them down.
Oh, that was a ordeal. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing. It kind of goes back to a little bit about the pre-cruise hotel, and some of the hotels have shuttle options, and that's fantastic. And if you're a hotel and get the shuttle kind of person, more power to you. We like to be able to do it on our schedule, on our time, and using an Uber and Lyft. We kind of use a combination. Like, we'll have the app and we're looking at the app for Uber, but we're also checking to see what's going on with the shuttle, and maybe we jump on that instead. But it typically all depends on what we're doing, how we're going about it. If breakfast ran long or whatever, then we can get an Uber and get there. But we just like to be able to select when we want, when we want to leave the hotel, and it makes it so much easier for us.
Yeah.
And as a side note, it's just always fun to talk to the Uber drivers and find out what's going on in the cruise area, what's going on in the community and stuff. So how do you like to get to the ship? What's your preference?
Passport or birth certificate? We always cruise on our passports. We just find that it's easier.
Yeah.
And honestly, with the recent events that went on the Norwegian escape, it kind of really gives you a good reason to travel with your passport.
Gives you peace of mind.
Yeah, they had to cancel mid-cruise, if you didn't hear about that, and it's just easier to leave a country with passports.
Yeah, in fact, so the people with passports were able to leave, and they were able to get back to Orlando from Dominican Republic like the first day of the people going back. Right. And there were actually a couple of days they were trying to scramble to figure out how to get people that only cruised on their birth certificates back to the U.S. So it was a little bit of a scramble. I imagine there were a lot of nerves and concern and worry, and for us it's just simpler. We just do it. So you got to decide what you do, but it's easier. Sometimes it's just easier to have that passport to fly and so on. So if you don't have a passport, just grab one, because you never know when you're going to want to do. You get a chance to do a cruise, say, from Miami to Panama, or do a repositioning from Miami to Los Angeles, or whatever. It just makes those opportunities easier. Another thing, don't forget to contact your credit card or your debit card company. That's a big deal. Man, that would be awful to be in the port somewhere and the debit card or the credit card don't work, or gets canceled on you, or whatever the case might be. In many cases, they want you, or they require you to inform them that you're traveling out of the country.
Yeah. One time we had it affect us. I think we were it wasn't on a cruise. We had just gone on vacation, and something happened. Like, I think they notified you or something.
Yeah,
like they
got a phone call.
They didn't cancel it, but they called us to make sure that we were the ones making the purchases, which was really nice.
It was really nice, but that could have been really awkward, or difficult. So just another thing to consider. So these are some of our favorite tips for things to think about and plan in the days leading up to your cruise. Did we miss anything that you're concerned about? Put it in the comments below. We'll try to answer it, or maybe somebody else watching the video can answer it for you. Are you an avid cruiser? Did we miss anything?
It's possible.
It's very possible. So tell us in the comments below. But hey, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped, and we'll see you next time.